Okay, everybody. Hi, this is Mark Comfort, my wife Mimi, and I, who own Cruise Holidays and Comfort Tours. Actually, in about 2 months from now, it will be our 35th anniversary in business. And wouldn't you know it? And then my wife just calls me. So, hey, I'm going to go over today the hosted vacations that we've got planned. I know it's been a while since we've done this, and we've had a couple changes. So, in fact, you're going to hear some breaking news today that we don't even have the details on, but we will have them probably by next week. So let me go ahead and get started with all of this. I think you'll like what we have to go over with you. First of all, the winter time is ahead of us, right? We will be, I will be leading a group to Cabo San Lucas, and we'll be staying at this beautiful Secrets Puerto Las Cabos. It has a golf course right around the property, and the property is spectacular. And it's the end of February, so right after the Super Bowl, right after the parade, and then we will head on the nonstop flight Southwest has that they're starting up this October out of our new airport from Kansas City to Cabo. So I'm going to go through it right now, and I wanted to show you this. Look how beautiful that green grass looks and how gorgeous this property is. And it's kind of out away from everything. Beautiful beach areas you see, fabulous pool setup, great spa, and then this golf course by Jack Nicklaus and Greg Norman. And again, you see right there how close it is to the property. It's walking distance. Look at this pool set up too. So if you're not a golfer, if you are or are not a golfer, or are not a spa person, you'll more than likely in February, when it's miserably cold here in Kansas City in the Midwest, being in this pool looks pretty enticing, doesn't it? And it's an all-inclusive, adults-only resort. I love this picture of this of the room here with this open window overlooking the bay there in Cabo and Los Arcos and that beautiful beach area. It's just this whole property. I think you'll be really blown away with the restaurants, with the lounges, with the theme and the vibe and the fun and the class. It is it's one of the best properties in this whole area. So you will be very, very, very pleased with the food quality, the service, and the options of places to go and things to do. So that will be February 24th to March 2nd. And remember, that's a Saturday to Saturday, and that's when the nonstop charters are. Now, you can go longer, you can go shorter if you'd like. And if you have points, you don't have to buy air. You can go through American or Delta or United or whoever you have points with. So moving right on, then in June, we will be doing this Paris and Normandy trip for the 80th anniversary of D-Day. And while our river cruise leaves out of Paris on AMA Waterways on June 8th, we have a pre-package as an option for you to go in early. And we'll be in Paris and the surrounding areas up to Rouen and closer to Normandy on June 5th. We'll arrive. June 6th, we're going to go to Normandy on the exact 80th anniversary of D-Day. And then on, I believe it's the 7th, we will go back to Paris and go through the Palace of Versailles and have an afternoon free to do whatever it is we want, go to the Eiffel Tower or one of those incredible museums. And that will be again, so we'll leave June 5th if you want to do the land part first, which is 3 nights, 4 days before we get on the river cruise ship, as you see right here, and head up from Paris to Normandy through the other cities I'll show you in a minute. But I think you've heard me say, if you've listened to me do this, I've been there twice before, and once on the 74th anniversary and once on the 78th anniversary. So I picked this one because this is probably going to be the last time that most all of us will see any of the veterans that actually landed on Omaha Beach that day. And when I've been there before, the Normandy American Cemetery is I know that's one of the most patriotic times I've ever felt. I felt more patriotic here than I've ever felt before. We'll go to Omaha Beach and you'll see how challenging it was. You see the cliffs and everything here. You know, there's 5 beaches that were the Allies combined that Dwight Eisenhower was in charge of, and we happened to get the toughest beach, Omaha Beach and Juno Beach. The village of Arromanches, I believe it's pronounced, is kind of where the nucleus of all the parades and everything will be there in that area of Normandy. One of the beautiful parts of the Seine River is going up through these little quaint old villages. Las Andelais is one of those places I remember was just gorgeous, just absolutely fabulous. In June, early June is a perfect time to be there. The weather's good. We'll beat the crowds, although there will be a lot of crowds in Normandy just because it's the anniversary. Honfleur, a little bay area up closer to the English Channel, is just idyllic as can be. Oh, such a cool place. Rouen, this is where Joan of Arc was burned at the stake, actually, and the history here is just amazing. And you see the feel, almost the old Swiss feel of the houses. Vernon is the stop we go to see Giverny, which was Monet's gardens. And that again, boy, where he did a lot of, Monet did a lot of his work. This was going to be probably the second most, second best or third best, fourth best, whatever memory you'll have of the whole trip, but it's just, his gardens are beautiful. We'll go to the Chateau Bizet. Napoleon actually had this built. The Eiffel Tower, as you know, is absolutely a special experience. We may or may not figure out how to have a dinner up on the Eiffel Tower too. Okay, moving right along in summer. Summer's a really good, really popular time to go. And as hot as it was this past summer, we know next summer will be equally as hot. So Alaska is one of the trips that we will be doing. I've had a lot of people ask me to have an Alaska cruise, and one that people can take families on if they want to. So this is wide open if you want to take kids or grandkids. I'm planning on taking my grandkids, probably my daughter, son-in-law, and maybe my son too. That will be July 8th through the 15th. And it's round trip Seattle. So it's very inexpensive air compared to the other options. So it's not a land trip, although we'll have a pre-package in Seattle. And it's on Royal Caribbean's Quantum of the Seas. And I think that's one of the best ships to do and experience the Alaska itinerary. You see that Glacier Bay, Seattle area. That Pacific Northwest is just gorgeous. And then that coastline of Alaska. It's been a long time since I've been there, and I'm real excited about going. The totem poles that told the stories of the Tlingit tribes. This was probably at Ketchikan where this was done. Skagway, as you see, Skagway is just beautiful. That's where the start of the gold rush was in that area. Dawes Glacier, look at this, isn't that something? Boy. And Juneau, which that's the Red Dog Saloon. I got a great story to tell you about that. Alaska is such a special area. Victoria on the island of, I think it's called Vancouver Island, that big Empress Hotel where they do high tea, as you see right here. It's just gorgeous. We'll go out to Bouchard Gardens and then we return back to Seattle. And of course, you can stay, you can go early into Seattle. You can stay late afterwards. We'll have it all set up for you. Now, this is kind of a surprise thing, and the details of this trip are not even done. Mimi and I we just weren't feeling comfortable with our Scotland trip. Even though we wanted to do the military tattoo, so much of what we had planned in Scotland was going to be duplicates, and we just have decided it's just a lot easier to unpack and pack once and do the cruise experience. And we have such a great relationship with Atlas Ocean Voyages that Mimi and I have just made the decision we're going to do a Greenland and Iceland trip, and with the emphasis, by the way, in Greenland, and we'll land and get off the the 200 passenger ship, the World Voyager, and this will be August 15th through the 25th. Oh gosh, it's going to be basically 8 nights, maybe 8 or 9 nights, 9 nights, excuse me, in Greenland, going through those magnificent fjords, and then we go on to Iceland. Hey, Lynette Talge, our group coordinator, and Kim North, our vacation advisor, they just got back from the east coast of Greenland, and oh my gosh, the pictures they sent us were just unbelievable. And while we can't guarantee you'll see wildlife or the northern lights, I got to show you this picture. They did see the northern lights, and they've got some unbelievable pictures of these walruses up there. They saw some polar bears in mid-August. The scenery, I think, will be the highlight of this trip. Those fjords in Greenland. When Lynette and Kim were showing us their pictures and videos, I think the most beautiful scenery I've ever seen was in the North Cape of Norway, and I expect this to equal or exceed what we saw on the North Cape of Norway. Okay, and by the way, on the Greenland and Iceland trip, more to come on that. Check our website out, cruiseholidayskc.com. We'll have all those prices. Anybody that's ever been with Mimi and I before knows that this is called our Royal Family trip. That means Mimi and I both are going, and that means we'll have a couple of surprises for you that are always fun. Okay, and that is on Atlas Ocean Voyages, their new ship called the World Voyager. 200 passengers expedition ship. Lynette and Kim and the group that we had on this recent cruise ship on the World Traveler, architecturally the exact same ship as the World Voyager. Loved the experience. It's an all-inclusive experience too, by the way. Okay, now we had to delay this trip 1 year because AMO Waterways is building the first, actually 2 ships that will be cruising in Colombia, South America. And I'll tell you, Colombia, Greenland, and Japan are the 3 hottest countries in the world, new countries for people in America to be traveling to, especially Midwesterners. This, I think, is just going to be extremely popular. These ships are 30 suites for 60 people. So we got on it, and we were going to do that in July of 2024, but the ship has been delayed in construction. They're constructing it in Colombia, so it's been delayed, and we just decided let's not move it to fall. Let's just move it to July of 2025. But I got to tell you, and this will be a Royal Family trip too. I think you'll be so impressed with Colombia. The river is called the Magdalena, and it's like the Mississippi. It goes north and south through the whole country of Colombia. And Colombia is one of those unique cities that has, or unique countries that has a Pacific side and a Caribbean or Atlantic side. And we'll be doing most everything on the Atlantic side. Now, why is that important? Because a lot of the gold that the Spaniards shipped back to Spain from all of South America was shipped out of the Caribbean side or Atlantic side through these cities of Cartagena and Barranquilla. Now, we'll go through all of this in great detail, but this is the renderings of the new ships. And again, remember, 30 staterooms, 60 people. We've got it half full already, and we've got a full ship charter set up on this, so we expect to sell the entire ship out to just our guests. Okay, there's the itinerary. We could go through we can go through everything. If you're interested in this whole webinar right now is just to say, hey, this is what we're going to be doing. If you're interested, sit down with one of our vacation advisors or myself, or let's set up a Zoom call or a time to talk about the details of all of these trips. But you probably, I don't know, some of you might have been to Cartagena on an ocean cruise ship because some of them stopped there. The vibrant colors in that area are really pretty fabulous. And of course, the history in that area, there's a lot of history. But this will be a cultural immersion experience. The culture and things we're going to be doing, I think, are going to surprise and exceed people's expectations by a lot. This little area of Palenque is where a lot of the slaves, the Spanish slaves, when they were freed, ended up coming to. And apparently their food and their dance and their rhythm, they call Colombia the country of rhythms. And there's some, I guess, like 2/3 of the rhythms, we'll find out all about this, I told you it's cultural, came from this area right here, the drum rhythms and freedom. They're going to be doing a couple of private festivals for us that I think just for the people on the AMA Waterways ships, the AMA Magdalena. So I think you'll find all of this to be quite something. By the way, if you're into birds, this is a birdie's utopia. I guess there's more kinds of birds, different kinds of birds in Colombia than any other country in the world. Some endemic just to Colombia. And Mompox, here we'll have one of these street jazz performances and private tours just for us. Believe it or not, Colombia is a lot like Kansas City. It's known for its jazz. Isn't that something? And there's just so many little things to do all over this area. Wait till you ride in the, I call them the little tuk-tuks, and then also the gifts. You'll see a lot of these handmade things. Mompox is really an interesting place, is what I hear. I can't wait to go here. They've said this town is just so quaint and idyllic, and a lot of great restaurants, a lot of great. Colombia is known for their coffee, and you get offered free coffee all the time. Now we've got El Banco, and while we cruise that in the morning, we're cruising. When we get there, they'll have a dinner event in town just for our ship, the AMA Magdalena, and our passengers. That's kind of, they'll have a private cruise holidays festival for us, okay, and dinner. That's going to be so cool. Okay, here's the birds I'm talking about. So, and I really mean this. My wife has kind of gotten into birds a lot, and this is what is very, very appealing to her throughout the entire Magdalena River experience. And wait till you see this. They have some, in Barranquilla, they have some houseboat cities, as you see right here. The big, big fishing villages. That's a soccer goal in the water, if you'll notice that in the middle bottom. And again, I told you it'd be cultural. This is the this is the colors and the music and the dancing. It's all they have the second largest carnival in the world, next to Rio, kind of like a Mardi Gras. Okay, now what do you need to do? Hey, it's easy. Decide what looks best to you. Hopefully it's all of them, and get a hold of our groups department, or if you have a vacation advisor here, like Cassie or like Andrea or like Anna, either of our two Annas, or Kim North, Deb Mitchell, Andrea Redding, any of our staff, we are here to help you plan your vacations. These hosted groups just getting more and more popular all the time. And especially going to a place like Colombia that you don't know anything about, or Greenland that you don't know much about. How great is it to be with a group of people that will soon become your friends, even if you don't know them? We have a lot of people that come on board with just one couple, or maybe they bring some friends, but when they leave, they've got a whole lot of new friends. And this has been one of the joys of my life and my career here at Cruise Holidays and Comfort Tours, and that's to share these memories that we all make on these trips together, because these are memories of a lifetime, right? So good. So whatever it might be, whether it's Columbia, and remember that's 2025, July of 2025. We'll be doing that, and I'd say plan on that now. You take insurance out if you need to, but on the new Alma Magdalena, but I know this will sell out. It'll be an experience of a lifetime for many people, because nobody knows anything about Columbia. We all think of it as the old drug lord areas, but that's not a problem at all. By the way, on that subject, I'm flying in and doing a 5-night pre-package to this 7-night river cruise. I'm going 3 nights in Medellin, which is in the heart of the country, and the mountain areas is just beautiful. And we'll be doing some coffee tours, some plantation tours, seeing the highlights and the history in that area. Then flying back to Cartagena on the coast and spending 2 nights there. And that's where Mimi is going to just do the Cartagena 2-night pre-package. Okay. And then remember Greenland and Iceland, August 15th through the 25th of 2024. So literally 11 months from right now. Oh my gosh, this is going to be, we're going to have a scenic trip to the cooler weather. And then, in a year from then, we'll be going to the warm Columbia. Columbia, they say, because it's right on the equator, has 2 temperatures, hot and rainy or hot and less rainy. And we're going to go with the hot and less rainy time. And then Alaska, we will be doing that, remember, in July of 2024, July 8th through the 15th. And then for the 80th anniversary of D-Day, we will be going on a 7-night river cruise out of Paris, round trip. And we will be doing a 3-night pre-package for those people that want to be here in Normandy on the exact 80th anniversary, June 6th of D-Day. Okay. And then Cabo. Now remember, man, it's starting to cool off already this fall. Oh, isn't that a beautiful view? Think about that view right there in February when it's 8 degrees here in Kansas City and probably snowy or icy or miserable. Doesn't that look a little better? 82 degrees if you like blue skies, beautiful blue waters. It's kind of mountainous, deserty mountains there. Gorgeous green golf course all around it. Great pools, fabulous spa, beautiful beach. This will be a great winter getaway. And I'm going to take everybody into the town. It's really fairly close to Cabo San Jose, and we're going to go into town. They have a arts festival that night on a Thursday night where they shut the streets down and they make it pedestrian. I've been there and done that, and it's really pretty fabulous. So that'll be in winter, February 24th through March 2nd. Hope you'll join us for that. Okay, everybody, thanks so much. I appreciate you. We appreciate your business. We appreciate your referrals. Looks like we're going to have the best year we've ever had, and that's because of you. And Mimi and I and our entire staff thanks you for your business and for your referrals. Okay, everybody, let us know if we can help you create memories that will last a lifetime together. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.